Hi, now we are going on to learn about the relative molecular mass. Relative molecular mass, well, the definition is on page 1.5 of your notes booklet. And this is what is written in your notes booklet. So in examination, if you are asked to define relative molecular mass, this is how you present your answer. Word for word, exactly the same as the one that is given to you on your notes. But of course, for understanding the relative molecular mass, you can think of it as the sum of the AR of all the atoms in the compound. The sum of all of the AR of all atoms in the compound. So, let's take a very simple example, and that would be water molecule. The formula for water is H2O, as we all know. So if you were to find the MR of water, what you need to do is simply add up the AR of all the atoms in the compound. And we know that in H2O, we have 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So now that we know the elements are oxygen and hydrogen, what we need to do is just go to our periodic table and find out the relative atomic mass of hydrogen and oxygen. So hydrogen we have 2, and the AR, which is the top number of the element in the periodic table, is 1, and then we will add 1 oxygen, which is 16. So we add these two numbers up and we will get 18 for the molecular mass of water. Okay, in case you didn't get this example, let's try one more example. Let's try an ionic compound. So, if we are given potassium sulfite, what do? Okay, first step, we must always have the chemical formula first. And we have learned how to write the chemical formula for such compounds already. If you are sharp enough, you will realize that this compound name ends with IDE. And when an ionic compound name ends with IDE, it means there are only 2 elements present. Only 2 elements. And we know that one element is potassium. Hence, the other element must be sulfur, since this is sulfite. Okay, next step, it is an ionic compound. This is a metal, this is a non-metal component. So you need to list down the ions present. Potassium is in group 1 of the periodic table, hence it will form ions of charge +1. Sulfite is in group 6, and if you remember how to count the charges, you should know that sulfur would form the charge of 2-. Now that the ions are listed out, you just need to cross down the charge number and you will derive at the formula of K2S. With this formula, we would be able to calculate the MR of K2S. Remember, MR is the sum of all the AR of the atoms present. Since we have 2 potassium and 1 sulfur, we would need to take 2 multiplied by the AR of potassium, which is 39, and then we need to add on to 1 times AR of sulfur, which is 32. Hence, overall, we should be getting 110. I hope this video has made it clearer as to how to calculate the relative molecular mass. If you still have problem, please go through the video one more time. And any further questions, please address it when I see you for lesson again.